So hi and welcome back to Stop Fainting Snippets. And we've been talking in some of our other snippets about staying well with syncope. But we thought it would be useful to discuss between us what keeps us well, because these are lessons that we can bring to each other and our patients. So Boone, what does wellness mean to you?
Very good question. Wellness has meant different things to me at different stages in life, and at the present moment, wellness is a complete sense of calm and well-being from deep within myself. That means wellness is not dependent on an external influence or something that has happened, or a successful clinic, or my children's success at school, or if they've done well in an exam. It's actually a deep-seated knowing that where you are in life and what you're trying to do on a day-to-day basis and how you feel is in a state of acceptance. So I realize that where I am now is exactly where I should be, and being in that place in the present moment brings me into a wellness state. And I think if I expand on that present moment thing, which I think is a magic skill that we've developed, and actually Trish and all of us spoke about this morning, being in a state where you're constantly chasing something in the future or are anxious about whether or not you'll get to a place on time. And actually, Trish, give you example. You gave a phenomenal example this morning about staying well and how the wellness could come in a moment as quick as a thought. So just explain that.
I was about to leave work early to catch a coach, and at the very last minute we had a bit of a clinical, not emergency, but it was something that needed to be done, and it set me back over an hour. So I left work very late, and as is in London, buses came late, and I was having trouble getting to the coach station, and I thought, I'm going to miss this bus. And I was sitting on the bus on the way. It's stuck in terrible traffic, thinking that all the walls was against me. I was going to miss this coach, and what would I do? And why couldn't the driver? Why was he stopping and letting other people in? And I was getting so irate, and I just suddenly stopped and thought to myself, what are you doing? I was getting I could feel my blood pressure rising. I couldn't control anything. I couldn't make London traffic go any quicker. There was no point thinking about, if somebody'd messed up and made a mistake, and this is why the other issue had happened, and this is why I was running late. And I just at that moment thought, take some deep breaths. This is what it's supposed to be. I can't control this. If I catch this coach, I catch it. If I don't, I don't. I can sit here and fume and send myself on the way to a heart attack or something, or I can just focus on myself and what I can control and do my deep breathing. And that's what I did. And yes, traffic, I couldn't control the traffic. The traffic carried on. I got there within half an hour, and I was in a much calmer state, actually, even though I did catch my coach. I was in a much calmer state there than I had been if I'd just been continued in that irritation. So it's just recognising when you're in that moment and you're about to rant, and just to sort of take it back for a few deep breaths.
So awareness of the emotion, and then also acceptance of the situation that you're in, and being aware of your surroundings and how you feel about it.
Yes.
How will you deal with that situation in the future?
I think it's a working practice with me, especially with the Mediterranean temperament. I think it's just catching yourself when you realise that you are, it's a destructive feeling, because it's not making you feel well, it's not productive, and it's just practice when you catch yourself to stop yourself and think about what you're doing.
And I would add to that, the simplest way to catch yourself and stop yourself is to take a deep breath. And literally, this is something that all of us can do at any time. And if you're watching this now, try it. And if you want to accentuate the kind of feeling that you have, put a hand on your chest, a hand on your belly, and just take a nice deep nasal breath that brings the breath all the way down into your diaphragm or your belly. And so when you breathe in, you're breathing with your belly out. I'm going to take a deep breath in over 6 seconds. It goes. And out. And you can see there, I hope you can see that my chest hasn't moved, and it's only the tummy that's moving. And there's a lot of magic in the breath, because by centering the breath, you control your physiology. If you control your physiology, i.e. you get your heart rate down, because there is something that connects your breathing and your breathing rate to your heart rate. And if you can control your heart rate through the breath in the present moment, no matter what emotions arise, you are bound to color those emotions with an increasing, gentle, nurturing, what I call a vagal or rest and digest response, as opposed to the fight or flight agitating response, which is the adrenaline surge, that stress response. So what Trish was describing earlier on was a rising feeling of lack of control or lack of awareness, because these physiological feelings of sympathetic activation cause her to be hyper vigilant, hyper aware of her external surroundings, so that even when the bus appropriately stopped to pick up the next passenger who might also be running late, Trish had this rising feeling, which was completely irrational perhaps, of saying, why did you stop? You're making me late. And these things happen on a day-to-day basis. These feelings, this micro moments of agitation come all the time. When you're running late, when somebody cuts in front of you. And if you bring your awareness and your breath back to yourself, and you're aware of these emotional states that are arising because of the fight or flight response, recognize that the first step beyond awareness is controlling physiology, and that comes with a breath. It controls the heart rate, it expresses the vagus, and it calms the heart rate down. And the heart rate variability that then steps into play when you breathe in this way exerts its very gentle and calming influence on the brain to down-regulate that fight or flight. So I think coming into a state of wellness is about living in a balanced autonomic state as well. And so that's the second bias. The first is that we would like to always be in the present moment, to have awareness of being in the present moment. And secondly, to always be expressing as much of the parasympathetic, the higher level of calmness that we can express with a single breath.
Thank you. And join us next time where you can learn how to do that.